He had retired in 1972 from the North Carolina Baptist Hospital, and he was quoted as saying that he did not plan, I'm going to read this, to become inactive. He wanted to still help people. There was an active interracial Winston-Salem Ministers Association, and he and Dr. Hedgley had known each other for a long time, and they were very good friends. And Father was also active in a program that was called Yoke Fella Prison Ministry, and so was Dr. Hedgley. So I think they just, someone in the Ministers Association asked my father one day, and this would have been way back, this would have been in the, no later than 74 probably, but asked him if he would go out to the prison on a Sunday morning and lead a worship service for the inmates. Well, Father said yes, he'd go do that. I remember also very clearly when Father had worked so hard and realized that they needed a chaplain. And so he and Dr. Hedgley, Dr. David Hedgley, who was pastor emeritus of First Baptist Church on Highland Avenue. And so they began to talk about what to do because everything was being done by volunteers. So they finally decided, and I think probably drew up a job description for what the chaplain needed to be. And I remember there was right much interviewing that went on, and they selected the Reverend W.T. Hendricks in 1978. He was made the chaplain, and his salary was $15,000, and my father had raised all of that money, and he was saying to Dr. Hedgley and other volunteers, we will have to keep raising that $15,000 because that's what we need to pay him on an annual basis. So that's how he began his prison ministry. Sunday, it was such fun. There were about 6 churches that had sent in a team, a small team. There were 5 different worship services going on at the same time. And the wonderful people that were coming to do that was just, and as they left, we always stop and have a prayer of gratitude together, those of us that go from home church. And I think the others do too, because there's just, the effect on us is just wonderful too. They always said, Father was such a people person, and he was, and just wonderful in his ministry. Many times I have just found myself looking up to heaven and saying to Dr. Hedgley and Dr. McGee, can you believe what you are seeing? I'm just sure they never dreamed and couldn't dream of what we have today. It's just incredible.
Forsyth Jail and Prison Ministries was founded on the fact that those who are incarcerated are not forgotten by God, and they can't be forgotten by our community either. Dr. McGee and Dr. Hedgley had a vision to form a diverse and effective ministry to those incarcerated in Forsyth County, and that vision's carried on for more than 45 years. Each day, our staff and our volunteers work hard to make sure we stay true to our mission of using Christ's love and forgiveness to transform lives and break the cycle of crime and punishment. This is God's ministry, and it always will be. And my prayer is that as He leads us into the future, we'll stay on the cutting edge of spiritual development and life skills programs that meet each and every incarcerated and formerly incarcerated individual where they are. They deserve it.